Hello, everybody. I know some of you are having some issues with getting your stuff uninstalled, but here's Tom with a quick little tidbit of information. And heck, we're even going to bring the chat pod over. So, anyhow, we don't need that actually. I'll get rid of that. So, a lot of everybody is having some issues with uninstalling and reinstalling the program. So the first thing you want to do, if you're running a Windows 10 or Windows 8 computer, you want to come down here to your search menu. Be really easy. You want to go ahead and type in Control Panel. In this case, I've recently used it, but just for the sake of this video, we're gonna do Control Panel. Alrighty, and we're gonna go ahead and open it. Now, a lot of you, when you're seeing this, you're going to be looking at it in category view. Category view will work. However, if you're not very understanding of a lot of different things, just know that you just want to go to uninstall program for one part of this, but you're going to need access to the other stuff. So it's better to go to category and send it to large icons. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to look at your file folder options. That's this little bad boy right here. You're going to click on it. And then once you get in here, don't touch any of these settings. You want to go to the View tab. In the View tab, you're going to come down to where it says Hidden Files and Folders. You want to make sure that it's highlighted to show hidden files, folders, and drives. In this case, I didn't make any changes, but we're going to move stuff around so it does. You're going to hit apply, and then that will do the first part of our task. Then you're going to minimize your screen because you're going to have to come back to it here shortly. And what you're going to do next is if you don't have this on your computer, you can just type in File Explorer. It should bring up the nifty little icon, File Explorer. You're going to go here. You are going to go to your C drive. You'll notice that now you'll have access to a lot of things that you didn't have first. And the biggest thing is you want to go to program data. However, we're jumping ahead a couple things. First of all, you want to make sure that you go back to your control panel. And then in this same area, you're going to look for programs and features. You're going to open that up. You're going to wait for everything to load up because it does take some time, you know, unless you got like a top end computer, whichever. Then, as everything loads up, once everything's loaded, you should be able to find TurboTax 2020 if it's already installed on your computer. If it's already installed, you want to uninstall it. You go through everything that's required for it, and I can give you a quick preview of it, but I have it already installed on my computer. So I don't really want to do that. However, for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and uninstall it. Don't worry if you start any files, you're good. So you're going to uninstall it. It takes a few moments. As you can see, sometimes it's usually pretty fast. In my case, it's probably going to take a few moments because I'm recording this video. Do not get alarmed if it takes a few moments. It's a computer, it takes time. And the reason for doing this particular method is I'll explain in just a few moments after this finishes uninstalling. And the good rule of thumb is when you're doing the uninstall, you want to go ahead and say yes to the screen that probably popped up at that point. That's why my screen went blank for a moment. So the good rule of thumb is once everything's uninstalled, you want to make sure that you reset your computer or restart your computer. That way it gives everything a good fresh startup. So now as you see on my screen, it's now gone. So now we can go ahead and close this because we're not going to need it again. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you go into program data. You're going to locate the Intuit Canada tab or file folder. In this case, we want to find TurboTax 2020. In this case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete ttconfig, and you should be deleting the other part as well that's up there. I'm not going to do that in my case because I just actually purchased my own copy of this, so I don't want to lose my data. So once that is done, so at this point, it should be reboot time. So you should be rebooting your computer at this point. Next step, and this is the most crucial part, is we need to make sure that we go to the proper link. So in this case, we want to go to the TurboTax community site, the part right here, and hang on just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to click on download TurboTax Personal 2020 from this website. It's going to bring you to here. Best way to do it is just click on standard and hit download. That's the way you want to do it. In this case, I clicked on it so that way it would automatically open up as soon as it's fully downloaded. So, like I say, it does take a few moments. It even says that it'll opening when complete. And those of you that might lose it, maybe what have you, all you have to do is just go to your file explorer, go to your downloads menu, and you should see it right there at the very top. Screen should go dark. You should get an applet asking if you want to install this on your computer. So, as you can see, it's now loading on my screen. As I mentioned before, it does take a few moments. All depends on the speed of your computer. No worries. So, just be a few more moments. It might say not responding. Don't click on anything. Just leave it. It does its own little thing. Sometimes it could be faster. Sometimes it could be slower. If this is your first time downloading it, then you will be fine. However, this particular video that I'm recording right now, this is just about how to uninstall it completely from your computer and then reinstall it. This does not include anything else along the lines of TurboTax Morph or the other stuff for getting your computer to automatically add it in there. At this point, for those of you that are still having issues, worst case scenario, buy the basic version and then use the download your license code that you get from it. That's probably going to be the easier fix for having a copy of it on your computer, so that way you can troubleshoot. If you have the 2019, it will work just as well. Keep in mind, it's just not going to have the same forms. But keep in mind that we're only allowed to show people where they can enter the information that they have. We are not allowed to give them tax advice. We're not allowed to recommend certain things or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I stress that to everybody. No tax advice. So just be a few more moments here. And I'm sorry about the quality of this video and me recording it. I'm actually using the Zoom software to actually record this video. As you can see, everything's installing. Just be a few more moments here. You notice that my screen has now started popping up the new desktop icon right down here. We're gonna, now at this point, we want to, sorry, at this point, I should have said, you want to set the terms in the license agreement. You can read through it if you like. It's whatever you prefer. Um, you go ahead and click next. Then you're going to click install. The other thing that you need to make sure is go ahead and uncheck that Shore Count Me In, because that right there will actually make the programs that we're adding on there not work properly. Go ahead and hit install. Should only take a few moments here. In my case, it's probably going to start the program up where I have it fresh in the memory of my computer, my registry, and where I have my own copy. That is normal. If it does not start up, then that's fine too. Those of you watching this video, yes, I play Among Us. It's pretty fun. Just be a few more moments here. Just be a few more moments. This could be the lengthier part of most things that you're doing with the install. However, don't take it to heart. Don't give up on it. It all depends on your computer. Like I say, multitude of different things could be taking place. Best thing is to make sure that you are wired in. Do not do it on Wi-Fi. It will not work. It will, but it could be a spotty work, especially when it comes to the download part. But anyways, most people that are watching this already have either passed or going to pass, and basically know that you need to be wired in. Anyways, is one of the course requirements for this particular client. But that's a different story for a different day. Just be a few more moments. Just about done installing. Give it a little shake. So while that's installing, I'm going to show you guys a couple other things as well. In the actual Windows uh, part right here, if you have the TurboTax morph, you're going to go to Program Files. You are going to go to TurboTax 2020. You are going to go to the utils file. And then you would actually dump the install directory would be dumped here. Okay. I must implore to you that you install that here. Now, To make things work a little bit better, you would actually go to your global protect. So in this case, I need to activate my global protect. So you'll see if you get to this part right here where it says installation has finished, leave it at that screen. Do not launch TurboTax. Okay? It's very imperative at this step. Don't launch it. Because if you launch it, then you'll end up breaking it to the point where it won't work for the other stuff that you need to install. So once you do that, you want to make sure that you use the executive tools that you're given by your your teacher at this point. Those installs that you're going to need, you'll have to see either Darlene or anybody else in management that can help you with that. Tara Porter has the files as well. So just bear with me just a second here. Okay, so we're gonna log into our Intuit SSO.
Welcome to. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so at this point, if you have the stuff that you need, you're gonna make sure that you are activated in here. Okay, so that needs to be connected, and then you would actually have the applet that you would double click on that would be on your desktop for going to register your copy of TurboTax with the network for a client under the Global Protect. I don't have it here in front of me because I don't have access to those files at the moment because I didn't require them. However, you would do that. Then once it says activated, leave that screen open. A lot of people close it, leave it open. Make sure you do your stuff that you need to right here in the utilities file of the program X88, X86 TurboTax 2020 in the utilities file. To get there again, I'll show you again. You want to make sure you go to this PC. You want to go to your C drive. You want to go to program X86. You want to go all the way down to TurboTax 2020. You are going to go to the UTILS file system. Make sure you double click on that and make sure that you add your 2020 version of TurboTax Morph here. This is where it will be installed. When you double click on TurboTax Morph, it'll run through the program. It'll ask you where you want to save it. You want to save it here. It's imperative that it goes in this file. Once it goes here and it's all installed, you're going to go ahead and close that. And then you should be able to go ahead and close this. Just going to get rid of that. So then, you know, what you're going to do is you're going to double click on the TurboTax Morph that's going to show up on your desktop. And then it's going to ask you which version you want to open. Start by opening the standard because that's the one that you installed. Once that's open and you see that it's working, then you can look at shifting it back and forth. Eventually, once it's all said and done, you should be able to go ahead and log on like this. But even without the TurboTax Morph, it should come up and it should not prompt you for a passcode. Mine's probably going to prompt me for my passcode. See? So in this case, yours shouldn't do this. Just hang on just a second here. So this is what your full version of TurboTax should look like if TurboTax Morph is working the way that it is supposed to be. Should load up. And of course, you don't want to go ahead and you don't want to, if it prompts you about registering, you do not want to register your program because it is the not the one that you're allowed to. You're only allowed to register your own program. In this case, mine's not going to come up because I already did mine. However, another thing to make sure that you are using is you can actually go to the return counter summary and it shouldn't have any counters used. Easy peasy, guys. Anyways, my name again is Tom. I've been here for 4 years. Hope you guys have a great day and happy trails on the old TurboTax front.